Uh-oh. It's Tom Moss. And he's looking to have some fun. Look what he's found. A fireworks truck. This could be trouble. He pushed it around and dropped a couple of fireworks, so that the hard-working trains like Thomas and Percy would run over them. What's that sound? Wondered Thomas. The truck was on the firework. Suddenly, his truck exploded. Oh, it was Tom Moss. Ugh, there's jam everywhere, he sulked. But it wasn't just his truck that had exploded. Oh no! My cheese! Cried Percy. Tom! Thomas arrived. Look what Tom did to my truck, complained Thomas. He did that to my truck too, cried Percy. We need to prank him back, said Thomas. Percy agreed, so they came up with a plan. So later that day, Tom was wandering around looking for trains to prank, when a ghost appeared. Tom doesn't like ghosts. It was a ghost Percy. Tom expected some ghostly things to happen, but nothing did. Tom then realised that it was no ghost, it was just Percy. So he left. He didn't fall for it. The plan's working, thought Percy. Tom then ran into another ghost. Ghost Gordon. Again, nothing spooky happened, making Tom realise that Gordon wasn't actually a ghost. So he left. Haha, wait till he sees the next ghost, said Gordon. He then ran into Ghosty, whom Tom had never met before. Tom had to think. Percy wasn't a ghost, Gordon wasn't a ghost, so this just must be Thomas in disguise. He wasn't going to be fooled for a third time, so he charged towards the ghost, but went straight through him. This really scared Tom. Ghosty then made some strange things happen. The water tower turned on. Points started changing. And what spooked Tom the most was that the fireworks truck he'd used earlier was moving completely by itself. Tom ran away, but the fireworks truck was still chasing him. He ran back to his tunnel. Everyone gathered round Ghosty. Thanks, Ghosty, said Thomas. No problem, he replied. It's good to finally prank Tom back, said Percy. So everyone was happy as their prank had worked.
Did you hear that? Said Mater to McQueen. Spooky! I think it came from over there, said McQueen. No, It's not here, said Mater. Now it's over there, said McQueen. Where is everybody? There's no one about. It's like a ghost town. Come on, tractor tipping is always fun. Where is everyone? They then met Sheriff. Have you heard those spooky sounds? Said McQueen. No, said Sheriff. It's kind of quiet today, isn't it? They all looked around. Ramon, did you hear that? No, said Ramon. Hey, have you heard those spooky sounds, Doc? No, said Doc. They might be coming from my place, said Mater. No, they're not. Let's go racing. That's better. Hey, there's Sarge. Have you heard those sounds? No. Now! McQueen and Mater suddenly saw loads of pumpkins rolling towards them. It's Halloween, said Sally from the top of the slope. Got you! McQueen and Mater moved slowly through the pumpkins. They then saw that the whole of Radiator Springs had come alive with Halloween decorations, and everyone was out enjoying themselves. Those were the noises, said McQueen. They certainly tricked us. Happy Halloween, everyone!
The engines had just finished a hard day's work. Thomas arrived. Good job today, everyone, he said. Now let's get some well-earned rest, said Henry. So the trains fell asleep. But there was a ghost nearby. It zoomed past the resting trains and took all of their numbers. When the trains woke up, they felt rather strange. "Something feels different," said Edward. "It's because your number's missing," said James. "Everybody's number's missing," cried Gordon. "Well then, let's go and find them," said Thomas, and off the trains went. Luckily, the ghost wasn't very fast, so he had to hide all of the numbers around Sodor. So Thomas was looking for his number, the number 1. He soon came across it, and he put it back on his side. "Ah, that's better," said Thomas, and he helped the others find their numbers. Edward was looking for his number, the number 2. He found it and put it back on. "I feel like myself again," he said. The ghost was getting frustrated at how easily the trains were finding their numbers. Henry was looking for his number, the number 3. It was hidden in the bushes, but Henry still found it and put it on. "Oh, excellent," said Henry. Gordon was looking for his number, the number 4. It was well hidden in the trees, but Gordon had a good eye and spotted it. So everyone was now looking for James's number, the number 5. But the ghost had it, as it was fed up with the engines finding the numbers. Then it tried to run away. But Thomas spotted the ghost. "There's your number, James," cried Thomas, so all of the engines chased the ghost. Thomas blocked the ghost, and Henry pinned it in. The others surrounded it. "I'll take that," said James, and he took his number back. "Now to find out who you really are," said Thomas. It was Diesel. "Diesel? Oh, I should have known," said James. "But why did you take our numbers?" asked Henry. "Well, because I don't have a number. Nothing special about me," sulked Diesel. "But you were the very first diesel engine on Sodor," said Edward. "That's much more special than any number." "Oh, yeah, I guess so," said a much happier Diesel. "It was actually quite a good prank," said Thomas. So everyone was happy in the end.
Thomas was really in a mess. How did he get up a tree? And how was he going to get down? Well, it happened one very windy day. "Thomas," said Sir Topham Hatt, "I'd like you to go to Misty Island and fetch some more wood to help build the new track." "Thank you, sir," said Thomas, and off he went. was indeed a very windy day. The track to Misty Island was long and very windy. One section of the track went through some dense woods, with trees very close to the track. Thomas stopped. "I don't like this wind," he said. "This could be dangerous, but I must get to Misty Island," and off he went. Although he was watching the trees, he sensed that something was wrong. He stopped. Someone had put a log under the track, and he was just about to derail. He then caught a glimpse of Tom Moss the prank engine through the trees. "It was you," said Thomas, who was pleased that he had seen the trap in time. But then there was trouble. There was a big gust of wind and one of the large trees started falling. Before Thomas could move away, the tree landed on the track. The weight of the tree catapulted Thomas on the other end of the track high into the air, and he landed on top of some trees. Tom Moss, who thought his prank had gone wrong, started laughing. Thomas wasn't happy at all though. Then there was another big gust of wind, which blew Thomas out of the tree. He landed the wrong way up. Tom Moss left before he was found. Later on, Victor brought Rocky the crane. He backed up to Thomas and started work. With Thomas on the track, Victor left with Rocky. The track was going to be repaired later, so Thomas couldn't get to Misty Island. He returned back to Tibner Sheds. "I hear you tried flying today, Thomas," said Gordon. "The Flying Scotsman train doesn't actually fly, you know." "You were supposed to fetch some wood, Thomas, not chop it down," said James. "Well, I think Thomas was clever to spot Tom Moss's prank before he fell in it," said Percy. Everyone agreed that it was really just a very unfortunate accident, which really pleased Thomas. Oh. "A good dream, Thomas," said Gordon. "No," said Thomas, "it wasn't." "Ah, Thomas," said Sir Topham Hatt, "today I'd like you to move all the cargo." "But sir, that means using those troublesome trucks," said Thomas. "Well, yes, of course it does. How else are you going to do it? Now off you go." "Good luck, Thomas," shouted Percy. "Don't let them boss you around," said James. Thomas left in a bad mood and immediately started bumping the trucks. He actually started to enjoy it and bumped them harder and harder. trucks were not happy and had a meeting. They came up with a plan to get back at Thomas. Thomas then steamed around the corner and up the slope and right into a truck. He was now completely stuck. His wheels were going round, but he was going nowhere. The trucks lowered the track and then started bumping the truck that Thomas was in. The truck didn't mind, but Thomas found it very uncomfortable. Then one big bump and Thomas and his truck toppled over. The trucks all laughed. Digging Rig's Chomper was called to sort out the mess. He quickly got to work. Eventually, Thomas was back on the track with some trucks behind him. "Thanks, Chomper," he said, and carried on. Later on, back at Tibbler's sheds, the other engines found it all quite funny. Sir Topham Hatt wasn't happy though, and told Thomas that tomorrow he would have to finish moving the cargo and that he would have to be good to the trucks. "If you treat them well, they will work hard for you," he said. Thomas didn't want to close his eyes that night, just in case he saw...
Uh-oh, it's Tom Moss. And he's discussing his plan with a minion. Ooh, that's a bad combination. Nearby, Thomas was guarding a very special crown that an old friend was due to deliver. It wasn't long before Mighty Mac and Oliver arrived. "Hello, Thomas," they said. "Hi guys," Thomas replied. "Can I see Thomas?" asked one side of Mighty Mac. "Okay," said the other. "Ah, that's better. Hello, Thomas." "Is that the crown I'm delivering?" asked Oliver. "Yes, but be careful. Some people may want to steal it. It's very valuable," warned Thomas. "And especially watch out for Tom Moss." "Well, I'll let you sort that out," said Mighty Mac. "I promised to help out Sir Topham Hatt." And he left. He ran into a minion, but he'd never met a minion before, so he didn't know who it was. "Hello," he said. "Who are you?"
I'm, Tom Moss."
"Tom Moss? Oh, I'd better warn Oliver," he thought. So he rushed back to the others. Guys! Guys! Tom Moss is over there!" cried Mighty Mac. "Really? Okay, well, Oliver, you'd better go the other way," said Thomas. Oliver agreed, so went the other way. Unfortunately, he ran into the actual Tom Moss, but Oliver didn't know who he was either. "Hello there," he said. I'm delivering this very important crown. Please could you move out of the way? Oliver didn't realise that the truck was on the point, and it was too late. Oh, I walked right into that one, thought Oliver. Tom was getting away. Oliver turned around and chased. But only found an empty truck. Oh, he could be anywhere by now, he said. Oliver went back to tell the others, but no one knew what to do. Luckily, some Paw Patrol pups were nearby. What's that sound? Asked Tracker. It's Tom Moss, cried Sky. Tom passed by. Is he royal? Asked Tracker. No, he must have stolen that crown, cried Rubble. We've got to get it back. Sky had an idea and changed into her flying gear and took off. Phew, that was fast, said Tracker. She found him and chased him. Until she knocked the crown off. Tom didn't care though, he just didn't want to get caught again, so he ran back to his tunnel. So Sky took the crown and gave it back to the others. Thank you, Sky, said Oliver. No problem, she replied. So the crown was put back in the truck and Oliver delivered it. But he was a lot more careful this time.
Good morning, Tom Moss the Prank Engine. I see you've been helping out at the zoo. It doesn't sound like you, but well done if you have. He left. Shortly afterwards, Thomas arrived with Annie and Clarabelle. It was a lovely day and Thomas had brought a lot of visitors to the zoo in his carriages. Then there was trouble. A tiger appeared by Thomas. Quick, everyone get in Annie and Clarabelle, he shouted, and they did. Thomas looked at the tiger enclosure. There was a fence missing, and the tigers were walking out. Thomas went to warn the zookeepers, but some tigers got in his way. The tiger looked at Thomas, and Thomas looked at the tiger. Eventually, the tiger moved, and Thomas continued. Then there was even more trouble. Two of the polar bears had found the seals and the penguins. A lion and a leopard were in with the zebras. An alligator had found the polar bear's enclosure. Someone had been removing the fences. There was a snake in a bird tree. There was a gorilla on one of the stations. There was a snake on top of a building. and a chimpanzee had found a new home on top of a very high rock. Thomas left Annie and Clarabelle for a moment and helped get some spare fences for the zookeepers. After a short while, all the enclosures had been fixed and the animals were back in them. All except the chimpanzee. The zookeepers couldn't get it down from the rock. Thomas had an idea. No, no, absolutely no, said Gordon. Thomas arrived back at the zoo with Gordon on some trucks and brought Gordon around to the chimpanzee. And clever Thomas had brought the Indignity Gordon, who had bananas all over him. Clever Thomas. The chimpanzee saw the bananas and came down. First I get covered in rubbish, then they use me as a monkey trap. Oh, the indignity, said Gordon. The chimpanzee realised that there were actually no bananas to eat, and that he could get more food in his enclosure. The plan had worked. Thomas took Gordon away and returned for Annie and Clarabelle. They collected all the visitors who had hidden themselves in the buildings. Everything was now back to normal and no one was hurt, luckily. Looks like you got away with it, Tom Moss. Although those fences by your tunnel are a bit of a giveaway.
Previously, Tom, you've been nothing but trouble. I'm afraid we're going to have to take you to the scrapyard. Iron Man arrived. Lots of bad guys and supervillains will try to rescue Tom. Gordon, go as quickly as you can. Stop! Give me Tom! Never! Penguin uncoupled the trucks. Tom started moving, but nothing was touching him. Oh no, anyone but that, cried Percy. Now. It's him, cried Percy. He's moving Tom. What are we going to do? Asked Gordon. Even Tom was scared. It's Darth Vader!
Tom, together we can rule Sodor,
he said. Tom liked the sound of that. Vader used the Force to lift Tom. And put him back on the track. Gordon and Percy were scared, so they ran back to tell the others. Thomas, Spencer and James had washed and were wondering if Gordon had made it to the scrapyard. Guys, we have a problem, he panted. What is it, Gordon? Asked Thomas. Darth Vader helped Tom escape, cried Percy. Darth Vader? Cried Spencer and James. We need help, said Sir Topham Hatt, so they called the superheroes, but they didn't know how to deal with Darth Vader. He's far too powerful, said Batman. Who can help us deal with him? Asked Iron Man. Thomas had an idea. Nearby, Tom and Vader were making their presence felt.
What? Whoa! Ah! Hide! Hide! Phew!
Over here, cried Thomas. Tom noticed him and wanted revenge, so he sped towards him, but didn't think it through. The signal hit Darth Vader off. Thomas ran, with Tom just behind.
Stupid train.
Complained Vader. A Star Wars rebel fighter approached them.
You.
Cried Vader. Out stepped Luke Skywalker. Thomas told me you were here. Leave these poor trains alone, he said. But Vader resisted, so they duelled. Vader went in for a strong lunge, but Luke evaded it.
Huh?
Gordon approached them. And knocked Vader over. He was defeated. Well done, Gordon, said Luke. Oh, thank Thomas. He came up with the plan, Gordon replied. So Luke dealt with Vader. And as for Tom, well, it took Thomas a while to realise that Tom had stopped chasing him. Where did he go? Wondered Thomas. Turns out that Tom had no interest in chasing Thomas. He just wanted to be nice and safe back in his own tunnel. So everyone regrouped. Well done everyone, said Sir Topham Hatt. You all showed great bravery today. Tom did get away though, said James. But he's just glad he's not heading to the scrapyard, said Gordon. He won't bother us for a while. So Tom was back in his tunnel, thinking up of his next prank. Hi, I'm Dave, and thanks for watching my video. Please check out our new website, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you soon!